Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Anywho, I cannot sing, but at least my kids can acknowledge my little singing. Welcome to She's World. My name is Sheila, but you can call me Queen Sheila or Queen Full Auto. Today, I am going to talk about a question that I have been asked so many times. I feel like I keep answering the same thing a million times. So, thank goodness I do have a YouTube channel to make my life way easier. I am going to make a video talking about the requirement of joining the U.S. Army. Now, some of this might go across for all the other branches of the military, but I am being more specific on the U.S. Army since I am an American soldier. So, as I talk to you about the requirements, I'm going to do a 2-mile run, and then once as I'm running, we're going to talk about it. It's amazing that I can actually say I am going to run on my own. Yesterday I did do a 2-mile run, and I'm going to do it today. I actually don't recommend running every day. I think you need to give yourself a break, but I have to run today. It is what it is. I can actually say I'm going to do a 2-mile run. If you've been to anyone who's watching this video who was in basic or AIT with me can tell you, if I hear double time, literally my heart drops. Double time is like, okay, it's happening right now. You need to start running. And to see myself wanting to run is actually amazing. So anywho, we're going to go ahead and run, and then I will tell you about the requirement to join the U.S. Army. Let's go. Okay, let's get into it. And what I actually do is I put on a TV show that I like, or I put on anything that I like. That way, my focus is not on the running, but it's rather watching the TV show, which actually takes my mind away from the run. This was actually told to me by one of my colleagues at work, and this has been so brilliant for me when I start to do my run. So let's get into it. So this particular order that I'm given, or these particular requirements, is not in a particular order where this one supersedes that one. It doesn't matter. Just go with the flow. The first one we're going to talk about is age requirement. So the age requirement is actually between 18 to 34 years. But if you're 17 years with your parents' consent, you will be able to join. The difference with that is you should, by the time your training actually ends, you should be turning 18 before you get to your duty station. So your age is going to be calculated that way, where it literally ends at 18 when you're about to go to your unit. Then we're going to talk about height and weight requirement. So if you go to goarmy.com, which I will leave the link in the description box, it will give you an opportunity to put in your height and your weight, and it's going to tell you whether you meet it or you exceed. For women, you can be 4'8", which is fine, 4'8" or above. And then for men, you should at least be 5 foot tall or above. There are places that I've seen that they talk about the maximum requirement being 6'6", but again, and as I'm going to talk about this, you're going to hear me say, speak to your recruiter, speak to your recruiter. You have to speak to your recruiter. Regardless of all these that I'm mentioning, your recruiter can work with you, get you waivers. There are millions and millions of waivers in the military. You will not even believe it. So you could qualify for a waiver. So just don't take what I'm saying deeply. Just take it as the standards, and then you can go from there. The other requirement that we're going to talk about, we've talked about age, we've talked about weight and height. The third one is going to be your status in the United States. So if I talk about status, I'm talking about either you're a green card holder or a U.S. citizen. Now, I have had so much questions about this, and then I always talk about the green card and being a U.S. citizen. And a lot of people have asked so many questions. I will upload another video specifically talking about how to get a green card. But for today, a green card is a permanent identification, or a permanent card that allows a person to live and work in the United States. So it goes through a lot of immigration processes for you to be able to get that green card. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. The other requirement is a high school diploma. Now you can have a GED and then you still be fine. But what I'm going to, the thing with the GED is that it's going to limit you from getting certain jobs in the military, because they need you to have a high school diploma, educational background, educational qualification. And so you would really want to make sure that you have that GED or that diploma to be able to push you up when you actually join the military. The other part I'm going to talk about is security clearance. Now, most jobs in the army, or almost everything that you're going to do, requires security clearance. So if you have a criminal record, a juvenile crime, if you've used drugs, if you now, what I'm going to say about all these things I'm talking about is, again, you can talk to a recruiter. There are so many waivers out there for juvenile crime or certain crimes or certain drug charges, where the army or the recruiter can help you get a waiver. They have that, but again, you have to talk to them. There are certain things that the army is very, or the military is very strict on, things like domestic violence, and like, depending on the gravity of your drug charges and stuff like that, it might stop you from being able to join the US military. And of course, we are going to talk about the Asvab. So this is what I'm going to say about the Asvab. The Asvab is almost like a military entrance examination. I'll have another video talking about the Asvab. It is a military entrance examination. Based on your Asvab score, you're going to be able to get a job in the military, which I'll do a separate videos on jobs in the military. But right now, it's going to determine if you can get certain jobs in the military. The lower your score, the lower the class of jobs, so to speak, that you can get. And then the higher your score, the higher and larger opportunities of jobs you can do. And it also qualifies you for bonuses. So sometimes when you sign on for the military, you do get some bonuses. So based on your ASVAB score, it's going to be a determinant for how much bonus you're going to get, or how much bonus you are not going to get. So make sure you study for it. Don't go taking the ASVAB score to just, if I do it, if I don't. Please study for it, because the time I took my ASVAB, I genuinely wish that I would have studied extensively for it. But I was at work and I was going back and forth. So again, I just jinxed it, so to speak. And still, I got the MOS that I wanted. But the point is, to be able to have better opportunities, or to be able to have greater chance of getting a lot of MOSs and getting bonuses, I'm going to seriously suggest that you study really, really hard for the ASVAB. And one thing I'm going to also say about the ASVAB is it's basically math, science, and a little bit of mechanical work in there, and it's not hard if my brain has not been studying for that long. But if you're in high school and you can take the ASVAB, which is actually offered to high school students, I don't quote me on that. So if it is offered to you, please make sure that you pay attention to it and do your best Again, there are a lot of requirements. I'm not even going to lie to you. There are the physical aspect of it. So even after going through all of this, you are still going to have to go through MEPS. Before your recruiter actually processes you for MEPS, you're actually going to have to take a drug test at the recruiter's office. So you're going to pee in a cup and then you're going to take a drug test. So make sure, if you're not doing the right thing, if you know what I mean, stop it right now, because you're gonna do a drug test. As you can see, probably sweating like an animal. So I know. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go take a quick shower and then I'll finish this video. I did actually learn a trick that I wanted to tell everyone. One of my colleagues at work actually told me, and I don't want to put his name on blast because I'm not sure if he wants me to do that, but he had said to me that when you're running, try to distract yourself with something. So at home, for me, I'm so grateful to my husband for getting the treadmill at home, because with all this corona and everything closed, it makes it easier for me to still keep up with my run. But what I wanted to say is I actually put on a TV show. So I like cooking shows, so I have like millions of them recorded, so I put one on, so my focus is not on the run, but my focus is on the TV show, and before I know it, I'm really done with my run. So I'm going to go take a quick shower and then I'll come and I'll finish the video. Okay, so that was a good 2-mile run. I'm still working on my run time because I know that I can do better. And just FYI, the army is going to make you run, because running is mental. So if you can overcome your mental ability to understand that you can overcome everything, and whatever you're feeling at that time is just pain, that's going to go away. You will be able to really overcome a lot of things. Look, today I had posted a video of when I did my run time on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please make sure you follow me on Instagram. She's World74, and I'll leave the link in the description box as well. And I posted in one of my battle buddies, Bunk. Thank you so much. This run we had to do for my PT test, the last lap I had to finish, it was Bunk who ran with me. Bunk, thank you so much if you're watching. I truly appreciate you. I know that it's so funny, when I posted the video on Instagram, Bunk was like, hey Birch, I wasn't there to do the last lap with you. You're right. I did have someone to help me in AIT with my run. We would actually run together, and Baxter would always run behind me to make sure I don't fall out. Baxter, you'll be surprised that now I can run without stopping. Okay? Thank you, girl. And I'm going to do another video really listing the medical requirements that you have. But I'm going to say this, regardless of all these requirements that I've talked about, one thing I need you to understand and also know is that you have to talk to a recruiter going to help you understand what is going to be a qualifier and what is going to be a disqualifier. I can sit here and rumble all of that to you, but this is what I always say, where there is a will, there is a way. So if you genuinely have that will to be part, they are going to help you make a way to be able to be part of it, if it makes sense. Certain things can easily be waived, and there are millions and millions of waivers for so many things. Even though the cutoff age is 34, 35, they can actually get you a waiver, because I saw somebody who was in there and they were 37 years old. There is always a waiver that you can do. So don't be discouraged just because, oh, it says this. Always talk to a recruiter. If you want the information to my recruiter so you can speak to them, if after you've watched this video and you meet the requirement, add me on Instagram and then send me an Instagram message, and I will give you the information, his information, so that you can reach out to him. I want to say thank you so very much for watching, and I truly appreciate my royals for being here and for sticking around with me. I have been away for so long, but my views have always been amazing, which is surprising. You know, you think that since I've not been online, it's going to be hard to catch up, but it really has been a wonderful experience. So I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you for watching once again, my royals. I'll see you when I see you, and be safe.